One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me be free.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides onto his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow, he takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report and paves his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
Man, oh man, we made it to a successful hump day morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the hell you guys are tuning in from. Much love, honor, respect. We've got quite a big morning this morning, as you guys can probably tell from the title here. Longest government shutdown is now it is official. It was tied for the longest yesterday, and today is the official in history, American history, the longest government shutdown. At day 36, as well as Mamdani wins New York City mayor race, and that happened last night. And then we have Kentucky UPS plane crash and more. And so the way that we're going to line this up this morning is we're going to talk about the UPS plane crash first that happened yesterday. Then we're going to be talking about, let's bring it up here, Mikey Sherrill, I think that's how we say his name, wins New Jersey governor. And then we also have the Mamdani wins New York City mayor race, as well as California voters approve Proposition 50 redistricting measure new congressional maps. And then Newsom's actually going to talk about it. Newsom hails Prop 50 message, claims victory for Democrats. And then we, as of 3 hours ago, they're talking about the government shutdown hits a record 36 days. And then Trump addresses the record government shutdown as well. And that's what our lineup is so far. All right. So before we get all into the madness, make sure you guys come in and hit that like button. It is absolutely free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the channel, hitting that subscribe button is also free. But here comes the money part. Please consider becoming a member, starting only at $2.99 a month, making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody. But check it out. This is what allows us to stay on those airwaves and these lights staying on. So I very much appreciate you guys becoming members and staying members. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes of not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. So make sure you guys hit me up on that. We also have a Discord server. If you guys are brand new here, make sure you guys go down into the description box down below of any video, and it will have the invite link for you guys to get into the Discord server. And last but not least, all super chats, super stickers, gifted membership signups are, of course, all going to be presented live and shouted out onto the show. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash,
Denied.
then we have these platforms that you guys can donate to. And, of course, I'll read it out loud like as if it's a super chat coming in, and we'll shout you out. So I have my email up. If anything comes through, I will absolutely get to it right away, ASAP. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, good morning and great to see everybody in here, man. We got Steve Easy in the building, as well as Sterling Will. We got Gary in the building. Shit. We got Beezer. Good morning. Good morning. We got Charles Darwin from down under over there in Australia. Always appreciate you. The government is shut down. Damn, I didn't notice. Yeah, no kidding, bro. I get you. Let's see. We got Mountain Woman in here. We got Zip Tie. Good morning. We got Finding Dory as well. They cheated on Prop 50, had holes in the envelopes to see the no and no need to show ID. Yes, there is no voter ID over there in California, as you and everybody else also knows. Rabbit of Chaos, good morning. Great to see you in the chat. We got Chatting with Stacks as well. Good morning to you. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning. We got Stephanie in the building as well. Good morning. Great to see you in the chat. All right, we're going to get right into it because we have a big morning. So this is Louisville mayor reacts to massive fiery UPS plane crash where at least 7 people died.
Welcome back. Take a look at this video. It shows the moment a UPS cargo plane crashed in a fiery explosion shortly after takeoff yesterday in Louisville, Kentucky. The state's governor says at least 7 people died, including 3 who were on board the plane. At least 11 people were also injured. Now, the plane's fuel tanks were likely full as it was departing for Honolulu.
It was just leaving Muhammad Ali Airport. And then, you didn't make it very far. And then, this is what happened.
Louisville's Muhammad Ali International Airport. Well, Tom Hansen is there with more. Good morning, Tom. What do we know about what happened?
Hey there, Errol. Well, this crash happened just after 5 p.m. yesterday. I want to take a look over my shoulder. If you can make it out in the horizon over there, you can still see plumes of smoke from this crash site, which is a testament to just how much fuel was on this plane. Now, we are learning from...
What's up, Tommy? Good morning, and always appreciate you. Thank you for those kind words.
From the mayor that the shelter-in-place radius has been reduced down to a quarter mile around the crash site, but this tragedy unfolding less than 10 miles from downtown Louisville.
What's up, TVT? Good morning.
Horrifying footage shows the moment UPS flight 2976 en route to Honolulu, Hawaii takes off Tuesday. Its left wing...
Its engine on the left wing is on fire.
Engulfed in flames. Seconds later, the cargo plane comes crashing down, erupting into a massive ball of fire. Officials say there were 3 crew members on board. A second video taken from a nearby vehicle shows the explosion setting multiple buildings on fire. And this dashcam video taken near several businesses shows the plane tilted on its left side, skidding across the ground, a fiery trail following behind.
There was an accident on departure.
The sheer scale of the devastation was immense as firefighters worked to contain the fast-growing inferno, which ripped through an industrial area south of the airport and grew to the size of a city.
What's up, Steve Posey? Good morning. Great to see you in the chat. Always appreciate you. And, I get you, Steve Posey.
Block.
This is an all-hands-on-deck response.
Kentucky's governor later confirmed the plane was full of about 38,000 gallons of fuel and smashed into at least 2 businesses, a waste management company and an auto parts store. At least 2 people are unaccounted for, and it's unclear how many were inside the buildings.
There was no specifically hazardous cargo on board of the plane that would create an environmental issue for those around the site.
Sick bastard, my man. Good morning to you. Great to see you in the chat, by the way.
But the impact and where it impacted could create those types of situations.
The National Transportation Safety Board will lead the investigation into the cause of the crash.
This is extremely rare. You don't see these type of things hardly ever.
CBS News aviation expert Captain Laura Einsettler.
Real quick, we got to do a nice little halt to the show here. We got TVT coming in with the $5 saying for the grift. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I very much appreciate that. And thank you for making it rain in the building. Very much appreciate that. Goes a long fucking way.
The question will be for the investigators, what type of maintenance was being done on that left engine beforehand, in the hours beforehand, what type of maintenance history there was.
Oh my God.
Now, the UPS facility here is called...
There's always some lady that's screaming at the top of her lungs at the highest pitch.
Worldport. UPS is the largest employer in the Louisville metro area with more than 20,000 workers. They issued a statement. I want to read you in part what they said. They are working with state and local authorities on response efforts. They also halted package sorting operations here last night, Errol.
All right, just stunning to see that footage. Tom, thank you very much.
Yeah, that footage is
We're now
fucked.
joined by Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg. Good morning, Mayor Greenberg. Help us understand the present danger to people living near this airport right now, and let us know when the shelter in place.
This was yesterday, Chasing Ghost. This was yesterday. This is the UPS plane that we were talking about, that everyone's talking about right now is this.
We understand has been reduced, when that might be lifted.
Well, thank you and good morning.
What's up, Carlos, over there on the Facebook
in Louisville? Appreciate you having me on. So yeah, we've been monitoring the air quality overnight, and we've reduced the shelter in place to just a quarter mile around the crash site right now. There's no danger to anyone else outside of that. We hope to continue to reducing that area as the fire that you just saw continues to be extinguished, and as we get readings that the air quality is reduced.
That's a lot of space. Look at that.
We do expect, unfortunately.
That's a lot of area getting fucking, I mean, just reamed.
The number of victims to grow. As you just heard, the governor and I just had a briefing with emergency officials just a bit ago, and we do expect that number to grow. Last night, I was at the Family Reunification Center, and there are more families than that.
That's right, Motobomb. Make sure you guys hit the like button. You guys don't have to like it for everything that's going on around the world and all of this tragedy, but you guys can like it for me and my takes and what we do here, so it definitely goes a long way. How can the Dems vote on anything if the government is shut down? Okay, so they are allowed to specifically vote for the reopening of the government or the closure of the government. That's the only thing they can be voting on right now. That's the primary focus. That's the only thing that they're voting on, is to open it or close it. So there's no other votes.
That are still looking for loved ones right now.
And our hearts go out to them. You can just imagine the shock of seeing that footage in there.
And the only one that has to do the vote, essentially, is the left part of the Senate, the Democrats in the Senate.
Hometown and then heading down to see where their loved ones are. Tell us about meeting some relatives of victims. What are they thinking and feeling at a moment like this?
Yeah, this is one of the incredibly difficult things during these times of tragedy is meeting individuals who are looking for information, are fearing the worst.
Oh, you be safe out there, Motobomb. Always appreciate you. Thank you for having me on your show this morning. And the coffee crew is always awesome to hang out with, man. So always appreciate it.
And so all you can do is hug them, provide them with the support and love that I know the entire city is sending to all of the victims' family at this time, and give them as much information that you have at the moment. Tell them about the process and let them know how quickly we're working to get them the information now that it's getting light here in Louisville. The coroner and other first responders.
Wow, look at that building right there. Holy shit. I mean, this is like some mega warehouse.
For victims.
Damn.
The NTSB is arriving in town shortly. I'll be greeting them when they arrive, that they begin their investigation.
That's fucking crazy, yo. All right, we're gonna move on. We got Pitbull over there in the UK. Good morning. Always appreciate you. And Steve Easy says a coffee crew more like stoner crew. That is true. That's true. Speaking of the devil stinky finger.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Cheers. All right, we're moving on. Let me pull this up. We need to get rid of this one because we don't need to hear that, but we will get into New Jersey right now for you guys. All right, here we go. It's the elections from last night.
Okay, so we're getting word.
This is only a very quick, these are very, very quick little things talking about who won, and that's it. It's like 2 minutes each.
Has officially been, so what we're getting here is an update.
What's up, Pablo? Good morning.
Shortly here, you'll see this update, and you'll see a check mark next to Mikey Sherrill's name. We are hearing.
Oh, so that's a chick.
That the Associated Press is officially calling the New Jersey gubernatorial race in favor of Democrat Mikey Sherrill.
Of course.
Last time we checked in on the results, they stood at 41%. Sherrill had a 14-point advantage.
I got to be honest, that tri-state area right now, they are fucking a lot of shit up. What up, Agreltis? Good morning.
Call in. We presume
Great to see
that
you.
these figures will be updated here shortly. The AP projecting Mikey Sherrill will be the governor-elect of the Garden State. This also marks the third race in a row that Jack Ciattarelli will be coming up short.
Wow.
He lost by
He's ran 3 fucking times and fell short 3 times. That fucking sucks, bro. All right, we're moving on into Mamdani. Let's go ahead and get this over with. This is going to be a topic for a minute. I can already tell.
We're also now getting preliminary results in the New York City mayoral election as well. Zohran Mamdani, Andrew Cuomo, Curtis Sliwa. This high-profile race that's garnered a lot of national attention. As it stands right now, just over half of the votes have been tallied, and right now Mamdani with an...
Dude, fucking Curtis, fucking just... Anybody that voted for Curtis, essentially, was just given the vote for Mamdani. Ain't that a shame?
8-point advantage over Andrew Cuomo. Curtis Sliwa, who, by the way, we just saw, he started speaking moments ago. We'll do our best to replay some of Sliwa's remarks. He was speaking while we were in some of those other live speeches. Sliwa trailing with 8%. Of course, this is...
What's up, Liquored Up with Poncho, my man? Good morning.
Mamdani and Cuomo that we've been following closely.
They did forget.
I'm hearing from our producers that the Associated Press has officially called this in Zohran Mamdani's favor. So, presumably here in a moment, we will see the results get updated. We will see a check mark next to Zohran Mamdani's name. And that will, in fact, be now...
Let's see what happens.
Mayor. I know you've been tracking everything just like we have. This news just breaking from the Associated Press moments ago. This was a high-profile mayor's race. The whole nation was following it.
Real quick before he answers this, we got Carney letting us know we got 20 or 37, 34 now, 33, something like that, of you guys watching and 31 likes. It's W for the chat, man. What's up, Provo? Good morning to you, kind sir. Hopefully you're enjoying your hump day morning so far. I definitely know that we are. So, always appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, and let's get back to it.
It sure is, Austin, and in the nation's largest city right here in New York City. I should say, though, the Fox Decision Desk still has this as too close to call for the mayor's race, although Zohran Mamdani does have a significant lead with about 50% of the vote, leading former Governor Andrew Cuomo by about 8 percentage points. Curtis Sliwa with over 7% of that vote. So
what's up, Kerry? Good morning.
It's certainly looking good for Mamdani. We'll see if they make that call soon. It sounds like others have. Obviously, that was what was predicted heading into this. It's a similar margin as a lot of the polls we saw heading into this race.
All right. So we already know that this motherfucker gets it. Now we're going to also talk about California, and what they have recently pulled as of yesterday is Prop 50 regarding Democrat redistricting measures. It's their counter to the gerrymandering that happened in Texas.
I'm Austin Westfall. You're watching live now. Mamdani still has not taken to the podium. I'll let you know when he does.
And we have that footage
have
too.
Gotten some results.
Sadly.
About California Prop 50.
Sadly, you guys are going to have to fucking hear Mamdani speak too.
By the way, this is a press conference set up where we anticipate the California Democratic Party will eventually make some remarks speaking about the passage of Prop 50. This is considered a win from the California Democratic Party's perspective. For some context, Prop 50 was, of course, the measure aimed at adding 5 Democratic seats to the U.S. House of Representatives, aimed as a...
Right, and in this, including Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico. I mean, it's like all sorts of weird shit.
Countermeasure to a similar effort in Texas. California Governor Gavin Newsom spearheading this effort, and ultimately coming through with a victory. We were just speaking with Politico's Melanie Mason moments ago, and we pretty much agreed that redistricting will play a significant role in deciding the balance of power in Congress come the 2026 midterms.
Oh, boy.
I'll also note, by the way, that right as the clock struck 8 p.m. Pacific time, the AP called this one basically immediately. They called it right off the bat. That's not uncommon for them to do when there's such an overwhelming amount of votes that the opposing measure, if you might say that, Just simply,
man, I fucking can't stand the majority of Californians. It's outrageous. They're fucking idiots.
Can't overcome the votes affirming Prop 50. So the
is
immediate
New York.
returns from the Associated Press indicated that they had enough confidence to call this one in favor of Prop 50 passing in California. Again, a big win for California Governor Gavin Newsom. Many of the polls did indicate that Prop 50.
So this was just showing that Prop 50 passed. Now Newsom is going to speak on some of this shit, and we're going to bring that up right now.
Well, good evening, everybody. And let me underscore, it's been a good evening for everybody, not just the Democratic Party. But what a night for the Democratic.
Bullshit.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
It was only a benefit for the Democratic Party. Fucking liar.
Party. A party that is in its ascendancy. A party that's on its toes, no longer on its heels. From coast to coast, sea to shining sea. But it was not just a victory tonight for the Democratic Party. It was a victory for the United States of America, for the people of this country and the principles that our founding fathers lived and died for. And so we're proud. We're proud here in California to be part of this narrative this evening. We're proud of the work that the people of the state of California did tonight to send a powerful message to an historic president. Donald Trump is an historic president. He is the most historically unpopular president.
Here we go. I knew he was going to do this, of course.
In modern history. In every critical category, Donald Trump is underwater. He promised to make us healthier.
Everyone hates
to
this
make
guy.
us wealthier. We're sicker and poorer. And he fundamentally understands that. Why else? Why else?
The only people that like him, I swear, are Californians. California has been just brainwashed for so long. It's just unreal.
That's what he called Greg Abbott,
Sad.
saying he's entitled to 5 seats. Why else is he trying to rig the midterm elections before one single vote is even cast? He understands his position at this moment in the United States of America. One thing he never counted on, though, was the state of California. Instead of agonizing over the state of our nation, we organized in an unprecedented way in a 90-day sprint. People from all over the United States of America contributed their voices and their support for this initiative. We stood tall and we stood firm in response to Donald Trump's recklessness. And tonight, after poking the bear, this bear roared with an unprecedented turnout in a special
Can you get it over with, please?
election with an extraordinary result. None of us, however, are naive. This is a pattern. This is a practice. Donald Trump's efforts to rig the midterm.
This idiot chick back here is nodding her head like as if she even knows what the fuck is going on here.
Election continue to this day. And I'll reinforce that in just a moment. You're seeing him take action all across this country, not just in Texas. You saw what they were successfully able to do in Missouri, what they did in North Carolina, what they're trying.
No kidding, Charles. I hear that. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your early morning, and we'll see you on the flip side.
To do in Indiana and inevitably in Florida. They're not screwing around. In June.
Or you're referring to just be safe what's happening, because I see what you're getting at. I thought you were also saying goodbye.
This year, we saw 4,000 National Guard federalized in the state of California. We saw 700 active duty Marines not sent overseas, but sent to the second largest city in the United States of America to militarize our streets. We said in June this was a preview of things to come. What more evidence do you need than what happened in Washington, D.C., what's happening up in Portland, cities like Chicago? When we kicked off this campaign just 90 or so days ago in Little Tokyo, in Southern California, in L.A., at the Democracy Center, Donald Trump sent Greg Bovino. He sent his...
Okay, fuck. Get out. We're done with this guy. We're done. We're done. That was enough. We're moving on. Fuck these guys.
And welcome back to Live Now from Fox. The government shutdown entering day 36. It is now the longest on record. As you're taking a live look there at Capitol
in
Hill,
U.S.
as I just
history
said here, entering day 36, which means it broke the record as the longest ever, disrupting the lives of millions of Americans with federal program cuts, flight delays, and federal workers nationwide left without paychecks. President Trump has said he won't negotiate with Democrats over their demands to discuss expiring health insurance subsidies until they agree to reopen the government. He also shared this to Truth Social just yesterday, and we brought you this news when it broke here, as he said that SNAP benefits won't be paid until the shutdown ends as well. Trump, whose first term at the White House set the previous government shutdown record, is set to meet early today for breakfast with GOP senators, but no talks have been scheduled with the Democrats. Talks have intensified among some centrist senators trying to negotiate an end to the stalemate, and expectations are high that it would break once election results were fully tallied in Tuesday's off-year races.
So this right here, this what she's about to get into is, this is basically one of these, I'm going to hold the line, you're not going to get 1 inch, and Trump did it. Basically saying that we're not going to pay those funds that you say that we're responsible for, half of the SNAP benefits and all this shit. He said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to shut it down.
Democrats sweeping key contests for governor in Virginia and New Jersey and New York City mayor. But earlier in the afternoon, Senate Democrats left an hours-long private meeting with no certain path forward. And we actually had heard from Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, as he said, we're exploring all the options. President Trump's approach to this shutdown is different than his first term, when the government was partially closed for 35 days over his request for funds to build the U.S.-Mexico border wall. And at that time, he did meet publicly and negotiated with congressional leaders. But this time, the congressional leaders are at a standoff, and House Speaker Mike Johnson sent lawmakers home in September after they approved their own funding bill. In the meantime, food aid, child care funds, and countless other government services are being interrupted, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers have been furloughed.
And we know this information. So I just wanted to get that first part, and then we're going to now hear what Trump had to say this morning regards to the longest government shutdown in history. So let's go ahead and bring this up. This is this morning at the White House.
Interesting evening, and we learned a lot, and we're going to talk about that, and I'll say a few remarks, and then after that I'll ask the press to leave. The press has been very, very nice to us the last couple of months. They were great to us in terms of the foreign visits with China, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, and they were actually terrific. So I want to thank you for that. I'm sure you'll get back to your normal ways soon. But we did a great job over in China, and we've done a great job in turning off wars. We stopped 8 wars. And we have 1 to go, as you probably know, and that'll get stopped also. But we've done a great job, so it's really been an honor to do it, and I did it with many of the people in this room. Every one of you I know, and every one of you I like. I like our leaders. I like everybody. But I thought we'd have a discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown, and how that relates to last night. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans, and that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor. But I don't know about that, but I was honored that they said that. And I just want to thank everybody for being here, and a very special thanks to Vice President J.D. Vance, who's doing a terrific job. J.D., thank you.
I really don't care about the introductions here. That's cool and all, but we're going to move on.
Advocate during the election a year ago, Tim Scott. Thank you.
We don't care about this.
American history. The Democrat radicals in the Senate have shown zero interest in reopening the government, and I don't think they'll actually. A lot of people disagree. I've been saying for the last 30 days we've had 4 or 5 different points. Yes, sir, they're going to get it right now. We should have it done in a day.
Let's get the
likes
up.
About 4 times. I heard it after Kings. You know, they said I was a king. And I heard it after Kings. I heard it after a couple of other moments.
Wait, you're not a king?
In time. And I said, no, I don't believe so. And now I heard it's after the election. I don't believe so. I think they will. I think they're kamikaze pilots. I just got back from Japan. I talked about the kamikaze pilots. I think these guys are kamikaze. They'll take down the country if they have to. So I don't think so.
That's what he's talking about. The left is the kamikazes of this shit, bro.
Millions of Americans are going to be without SNAP benefits, and I will say about SNAP benefits, so when I was president, we had $7 billion worth, and now they have many times that, because these benefits were given to anybody that asked, and they're up to, I hear, just many times, $47 billion. So it wasn't the purpose of SNAP. That was for people that really had problems, down and out, people that really had problems. But during Biden, they gave it to anybody that wanted it. I think it's something you have to talk about because...
Which is insane. I mean, just anybody that signed up for that kind of shit just fucking got it, you know?
The numbers are
That's
incredible.
unreal.
But countless public servants are now not being paid, and the air traffic control system is under increasing strain. We must get the government back open.
Oddly, that's when I was trying to get my benefits when I went broke. It was right around that time, 2022. And I applied and I got denied. Isn't that fucking strange? I guess I don't fit the demographic.
Soon and really immediately. We have to get it up. We have the hottest economy we've ever had. And it's affecting the stock market now a little bit. But the stock market, as of Friday, has hit many record highs during the last 9 months, many. And it will again. This is just the beginning. Because
by the way it works on YouTube, Steve Posey, that if you don't have a wrench in the chat, you can't drop a link in the chat. It won't work.
Because when these plants that are being built right now start opening up,
you can give it to a mod and he can drop it.
There's a construction boom right now, but that's going to be bigger than that. That's going to be an economic boom as soon as they open up, and it's going to be something special. We have car companies coming in. When I was in Japan, Toyota, Mr. Toyota, I said, "What's your name?" "Toyota." I said, "Oh, you're rich." I said, "How much of the company do you own?" 92.1%. I said, "I'm glad you said the one. He wants to be." I said, "You're a rich guy." And he said, "I'm investing $10 billion in."
What's up, Unapologetic American? Great to see you in the chat. Happy hump day. We got a lot of shit going on, bro. The left made some wins for their side yesterday, and it's an abomination. And then now we're in our longest shutdown period that we've ever been historically in the United States, and Trump is speaking on it now.
The U.S.
Or not right this second, but you know what I mean by this video.
And
this is this morning.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You introduced me, Mr. Senator. You introduced me originally when you were the ambassador to Japan. He's still good. He's still strong, but he had no interest in investing in this country. Now he's investing $10 billion as of 1 week ago in building new plants. We have auto plants coming in incredibly, but we have AI and all of them. And we can't be extorted to give $1.5 trillion to people that came into the country illegally, many from prisons, many drug dealers. A lot of people came in from mental institutions.
What's up, Joseph? Good morning. No cap. You know what I mean?
Stop the cap.
They want to give a lot of money to the people that came in illegally. We have to get them out. We can't. No country can sustain that. That's not like an attack on our country. In no country, these are not going to be productive people. These are going to be anti-productive people. And we can all have big hearts. I have a bigger heart than anybody, but we can't let that happen. It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation. There'll be no legislation passed for 3.25. We have 3.25 years, so that's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, and John, I think they've done an extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill, even a simple bill. And we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start.
Yo, real quick. We got Beezer coming in with the 16 months as a member, saying 16 months supporting the only Democrat I like, Lucy Furball. She is. I very much appreciate that kind of thing. Absolutely, my man.
Tonight, with the country's open, congratulations.
Thank you for 16 months.
Pass, voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass to make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster. Many of the states are disasters. But can you imagine when they vote almost unanimously against voter ID? All we want is voter ID. You go to a grocery store, you have to give ID. You go to a gas station, you give ID. But for voting, they want no voter ID. It's only for one reason, because they cheat. We would pass that in 15 minutes. If you don't get it, you'll never pass that. You'll never talk about mail-in ballots. Mail-in ballots make it automatically corrupt. If you have mail-in ballots, automatically it's correct. Even Jimmy Carter, they had the Carter Commission after he got out of office, and he had a group of very distinguished people, Democrats and Republicans, and they passed. They recommended things take place. It was a long time ago. And they said about mail-in ballots, if there is
she's sleeping, cuh.
Mail-in ballots, there will definitely be corruption, because they pass through too many hands. I mean, you go in to vote and they want your card. Even me, I went into Palm Beach. You go in to vote, they want your card.
Really?
You're this, you're that. They say, I'm sorry to do this.
That is interesting. I'm gonna have to look that up. This must be maybe for only for a CR. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Sir, but I have to look at your identification. I said, that's all right.
I don't know why Beezer called her a Dem. I wouldn't have no Dem in my house. You know what I mean?
I love that. But you're really not going to get away with much. It was very, very professional and very good, and the way it's supposed to be. But these people don't want that. They have legislation in California where it's illegal to ask somebody for voter ID. If you ask somebody for voter ID, if you're an official, and you say, I'd like to see your voter ID, they can arrest you.
That's crazy. They can arrest you for asking, can I see your ID before you vote?
because they want to cheat, and they get away with it, and the Republicans let them get away with it, and we won't do that if we have to filibuster. So we're going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to see if we can sway, because I know we have a lot of, I'd say half feel this way, maybe a little bit less than half.
True.
And it's time to have a really good talk. If I thought that they weren't going to pass the filibuster, I wouldn't even bring it up. They're going to pass it within the first hour, and if they take power, and it's more like...
That's right, 13. He says more likes than viewers. W, chat. Good to see you, 13. Always appreciate you hanging out with us.
Likely
Good
that
morning.
they take power if we don't do it, because we're not going to be passing any legislation. Not going to approve anything. We're going to go 3.25 years. There won't be one bill that we're going to pass, because the easiest thing to pass is exactly right now what they won't pass. And they'll do that, and they'll wreak havoc. But let's assume they get it. They're doing it anyway, so it wouldn't matter. They're doing it anyway. And, you know, I have a case where I have great U.S. attorneys that can't be approved because of the blue slips. The blue slips, I think you should terminate blue slips, too. It's a mental termination because it's really a custom. But if you have a Democrat senator or two is bad, but it doesn't make any difference. If you have one senator writes a negative letter on some great U.S. attorney, we had it in Manhattan, Southern District. Jay Clayton, one of the most respected lawyers in the whole country, by far, one of the most respected, and couldn't get approved. The courts approved him. The courts couldn't believe it. They did it like instantly. He went to the best schools, got the best marks, top of his class. Everything was perfect. I mean, he was like led the perfect life. Went to Sullivan and Cromwell. Almost immediately became the head of Sullivan and Cromwell. You know, the most prestigious law firm, I would say, in the country, just about. Whether it's Sullivan or two or three I could name, but Sullivan, I would say, really, maybe number one. He was the head of Sullivan and Cromwell for like 20 years. He went to the SEC, was flawless. He did it for me. He was the SEC.
Okay, I'm just going to read, because I did tell you that I was going to look it up. Smoking Spaceman says it's not the longest government shutdown. The longest shutdown was 75 days back in 1964 when the Dems tried to block the Civil Rights Act. So I just asked the question, is this the longest U.S. government shutdown in U.S. history? And it says, yes, as of November 5th, 2025, the current U.S. government shutdown, which began on October 1st, 2025, is officially the longest federal government shutdown in U.S. history, breaking the previous record of 35 days. Just for context. All right.
Chairman. He was flawless. Then he went to Apollo, where he was the chairman of Apollo, and was flawless. Everything went good. The stock went through the roof and everything. I asked him to go to the Southern District, and he said, I'll do what you'd like to do, sir. He's a very high-quality person. But he couldn't get approval from Schumer. Schumer didn't approve him. The best student, the best schools, everything. He's like flawless. And the courts actually said, you're not approving Jay Clayton, right, Lindsay? You heard this. The courts actually interceded, and they approved him. But that's an unusual guy. We have other people that are really good, but people don't know how good. Top students, top colleges, and they're U.S. attorneys, and they won't be approved. They're not going to be approved. And we have one in Los Angeles who's phenomenal. No, the senators, the Democrats are, you know, again, they're kamikazes. The Democrats are not going to approve them. Blue slips are a disaster. So the only people I can get approved are Democrats. I was told that by the Democrats. We'll only approve Democrats. I said, really? He said, right, not going to work that way. Not going to work that way with me. But the blue slips are a total disaster. I have 10 people right now that are doing a phenomenal job, and they will be out of office pretty soon. They've got another 2-3 weeks, a couple of them, and then they're going to have to leave.
What, he fired them?
And it's actually a blight on their record because, you know, nobody knows why they left, but it looks like they served 8 weeks and then they had to leave. But they're not going to get the approval because the Democrat radical left lunatic senators are saying you can't, we're not.
Because those were his picks.
Going to approve you. And if we're not going to approve you, I had actually one Republican who got 2 great letters, but it turned out that he was a rhino, but that was a nice term for him.
What's up, Straight Jacket? Shit.
Oh, my God!
Good to see you.
Now, he got 2
Good morning.
letters of approval, and when I said 2 Democrats approved him, I had to fire him because I figured if 2 Democrats approved him, they wrote the most beautiful letters. I found out, man, this is strange, and he was no good. I fired him. He was really not much of a Republican. The recommendation of that one wasn't such a good recommendation. Someday I'll tell you who recommended it, but it wasn't exactly the best. But when I saw when I saw the 2 senators from Virginia gave him glowing marks, Tim, I said, let me see this. I read the most beautiful letters I've ever seen. I said, I called him up. I said, sorry, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. And but it's a horrible thing. Blue slips is a horrible thing because I have the right.
Oh, you're all good, Brother Dwayne. Always appreciate you whenever you can come by and hang out. You know what I mean? That goes for everybody. I know everyone's got lives and work and families and obligations. You know what I mean? But when you guys can hang out, it's an honor. You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
Judges, and I have the right to pick U.S. attorneys, and this takes away the right from me. And I think we're going to go to court on it, and we'll see what happens in court. But it gives the president, it takes away the right of the president to pick people to serve on the court and to serve as U.S. attorneys, which is very important. But the biggest thing is the filibuster. We have to get the country going. We will pass legislation at levels you've never seen before, and it'll be impossible to beat us. By the way, if they do...
What's up, Josephus? There's nothing wrong with that. Living life, homie.
They're going to do it anyway.
Great to see you.
They're going to immediately do the filibuster. And when they do the filibuster, they're going to pack the court. They want at leleast five justices. Now I hear it's up to 5. I actually heard up to 7 and up to 9, okay? They want new judges. They want to pack the court, and they will do it in the first day, maybe the week. Maybe they'll slow it down because there's no reason to rush. But they'll do it first week. They'll vote on this.
Now, by the way, there is a Supreme Court ruling that's going to be happening today by, obviously, the Supreme Court regarding Trump using tariffs freely the way that he does. And the Supreme Court will, they'll decide if it's within his legal right or not. And it is his legal right to do it, but we'll see if the Supreme Court holds up with it.
And I have friends over there that are Democrats.
It's a very, very important ruling.
I'm close to a lot of people, and I asked them about that because some people say, well, maybe they won't do that. I mean, they destroyed the career of Manchin and Sinema, and they got them out. They were the only objectors. Nobody else is going to.
Yeah, then maybe it's a nuanced situation there, Smoking Spaceman, and not under a quote-unquote governmental shutdown, which is, I think, into regards of funding.
They're going to do it the first day. They're going to pack the court. They're going to make D.C. a state, and they're going to make Puerto Rico a state. So now they pick up 2 states. They pick up 4 senators, okay? You think you have problems? They're going to do all of the things. They're going to pick up electoral votes. It's going to be a very,
Hell yeah,
very bad
Steve
situation.
Posey.
And it's done. It's done. As soon as they attain power. Now, if we do what I'm saying, they'll most likely never attain power because we will have passed every single thing that you can imagine that it's good and all good for the country. And there'll be no reason to. If we don't do that...
Oh, shit. Antifa's protesting in D.C. today. Watch them fucking get picked up by the fucking FBI or some shit. I mean, aren't they a terrorist group now or whatever? We got Wolfheim in the building. Shout out to my man. Good morning to you, or good afternoon to you, I should say. And hopefully you're enjoying your day so far, your hump day.
People say they're not doing much, and they're in power. So the good news is we did the great, big, beautiful bill, and it's the greatest thing we could have done. And the smartest thing with John and our Speaker of the House, who's so good, Mike Johnson, we did all in one bill. If we didn't, John, it would be a problem because, we would have gotten a small piece passed. A lot of people wanted to do that. A lot of people didn't want to do that. They went along with me and John and everybody, and we got this thing passed. Honestly, it's 4 years' worth of goodies. And no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on, think of it, no tax on overtime. It's an unbelievable...
What's up, Brody? Good morning. Great to see you.
Tax cut for the workers and for business, where business is going to create jobs, and we're creating jobs at levels that nobody's ever seen before. All these things are good. We have to be able to get the word out. If we don't get the word out, we'll make it a very big mistake.
I appreciate that,
I had this long,
Dwayne.
beautiful, and very boring speech. I won't bother reading it. But because we can just start talking, and I think it's very important. We have to get the country open, and the way we're going to do it this afternoon is to terminate the filibuster. And it's possible you're not going to do that, and I'm going to go by your wishes. You're very smart people. We're good friends, but I think it's a tremendous mistake, really. It would be a tragic mistake, actually. It's time. It's time. If I thought they weren't going to approve, I'd sort of be with you. It'd be fine. I'd be neutral to with you. But knowing that they're going to pass it as soon as they get any semblance of control, they'll pass it first thing, then it's like we have to do it first. And we have 2 years, and we'll end up with 2-3 years, and we'll have this country so perfect. We will have passed more legislation than any country.
Well, Wolfheim, he is basically consolidating what he has thought about now. Today is the longest governmental shutdown in history, and he's reflecting and giving his 2 cents, and I'm sure he's going to talk about the Supreme Court ruling that's going to happen today into the regards of him being able to use tariffs freely. So there's a lot of shit going on. And then the left got some major wins last night, and so it's been rough.
Congress and any
rough environment.
Of senators or a group of congressmen, and we will get it through. They'll send it to us. We'll send it to them. It'll be a beautiful machine. Otherwise, we're just going to sit around and argue with these people all day long, and they're highly unrealistic, And many of them are radical left subversives, frankly. So I want to thank everybody, and we're going to talk, and I want to thank the press for treating us so really well for that foreign trip.
That's right, by the way. Carney's Ride says, donos are tips, so send in those tips. No tax on tips. That's right, facts, bro.
Amazing way to...
And then the IRS is like...
Denied.
Shit.
Just an amazing meeting. Don't forget...
Be good out there, TVT. Always appreciate you. And Beezer. Thank you, guys.
It's no longer even a subject that people talk about. It was all worked out very quickly. Without tariffs, I couldn't have done it. I put a 100% tariff on China. As soon as I heard it, within 20 minutes, I put a one...
And Agrillipus put in the chat, the Discord server. Make sure you guys join up on that. Scroll up a little bit, and he put a link. So make sure you guys click that link. If you're not already in the Discord server, get in there.
100% tariff on China.
It's almost over.
He was really a friend of mine, as much as he can be a friend. He's a tough man. He's a tough man. Smart man, actually. Very smart. The press doesn't like it when I call him very smart. You know, they think I'm not supposed to call him smart. But at least 1.4 billion people, without question. In fact, during the meeting, we were there. A couple of you were there. And
I agree, Dwayne.
So he's here, and he's got about 6 people on each side. And every one of those people was standing like this. They were at attention. And I made a comment to one of them, and he got no response. I said, are you going to answer me? I got no response.
So right here, he's talking about Xi Jinping over there, and he was talking about one of these times I was sitting down and having a meeting, a board meeting with my board and your board, and sitting at the table negotiating. And Trump is asking a question to Xi's people, and they're not answering. And they're like, we don't, they're sitting there just silent, just not responding. And then Xi is like, I only answer questions. It's like, holy fuck, bro. That's pretty crazy.
And President Xi didn't let him have any. So if there's any question, I said, I want my cabinet to behave like that. I want them sitting up like that, Tim, just nice and straight. I never saw a posture like that. I've never seen men so scared in their lives. Yeah, but the equivalent of a vice president. I said, are you going to answer my question? And he's like, he doesn't move. I said, what's wrong with this guy? Oh, I will answer all questions. Why don't you behave like that?
I got you, Steve.
Why are you gay?
I got you.
You are gay.
JD doesn't behave like that. JD butts into conversations. I want to have that for at least a couple of days, okay? So we'll keep you long term, but a couple of days. A couple of days of that would be very, very nice. Okay, I want to thank you, and we'll talk a little bit. And
he's ending.
I see they set me up with a podium. I thought I'd just be sitting, but it's probably easier. I want to thank you all very much. Thank you to the press, and you can go, and we'll speak to you later. Thank you. I'm going
and you
to
can
Miami
go.
To make
and he said, you can go.
Make a speech today at a big group, and we have a nice big crowd, and we'll see you there. A lot of you are traveling down with me. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, you sound very frustrated by last night's elections.
He's not going to answer anything.
Thank you, press.
Yep, thank you very much. When he says thank you very much, that means fuck off. We're not answering questions.
Thank you, press. Please wrap.
Yep, please wrap, they said. Yep, that's exactly what happened there. All right, let's go ahead and see who is live right now, and we can send you guys off to a raid 2. Let's see here. There's Chaotic Truth, and that's it. Yep, Chaotic Truth. All right, I'm going to send you guys over to Chaotic Truth. Make sure you guys let them know we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid. Always appreciate your guys' engagement, hanging out with us over here. Hitting the like button on the way in, out, doesn't matter, man. It helps out the show immensely. And listen, we'll be back tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern for the Diamond Effect. It's going to be a good time. Actually, we start at like 7:10, so 8:10. But yeah, always appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for your engagement, your donations, your, or I should say tip, right? No tax on tips. But I can't thank you guys for your engagement and everything. Leave a comment down below when we're done with this, and thank you guys, and we'll see you guys tonight and for more of the world's madness tomorrow morning. Much love, honor, respect to everybody. God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul, with a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on to his ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar.